Good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. Glad to have you with us as we kick off a brand new day and a brand new week. Got a lot of things to get to today, got a lot of things to cover, and we're going to get to them. As always, we are presented by Toe King. Thanks to Gary Hoffman, family and friends that make up the good folks over at Toe King. 24-hour roadside assistance available to you right there if you dial that phone number. And I've encouraged you on many occasions to put that in your cell phone. 254-666-5484. That's 254-666-5484. As we mentioned, trained operators, high caliber equipment, you name it, they've got it. That's why they are the best in town. Make no mistake about it. They're the New York Yankees, if you will, of the tow truck industry. It's Toe King. Gary Hoffman and his team. 254-666-5484. A lot of things going on. We say good morning to Lark Smith. Lark, good morning. How are you?
I am awake and somehow I'm here.
That's half the battle. Yeah, that is half the battle.
I overdosed on baseball over the weekend.
Okay. You know what? And it started out it was a good day on Friday, wasn't it?
Absolutely. A great day on Friday.
We had the opportunity to go down, do the show live from Dell Diamond, and then hang around and broadcast the Robinson Brock baseball game, the game in which the Robinson Rockets won 3-1. Mm-hmm. We'll dive into that here in just a second. Anything else going on that jumped out at you? Super regionals are going on. I'm going to tell you my opinion, and you may agree or disagree, but I felt like the regional round had a little more oomph to it than the super regional round. I wasn't as engaged with the super regionals as I was with the regionals.
I will disagree with you because, that regional between Georgia and who'd they beat? Anyway, 2 games. They played
Mississippi State.
They hit 21 home runs in 2 games between the 2 teams. 21 home runs. Yeah. North Carolina, their thing was decided basically on home runs. It was just I don't think I've seen this many home runs in college baseball in the super regionals in many years.
Well, I've got an opinion. It's because the players are older. They are older. They're older and they're more developed, if you will, and they're more mature baseball players. And that's, we've gotten that with COVID. We've gotten that with there's several things that have led to that. Yeah. Guys are not diving out after they're, in entering the draft. Why would you? You're going to get paid to play at the college level. So
sometimes
why not?
Maybe more.
Oh, absolutely.
And have a lot better amenities.
And there's no question. You want to ride a silly bus? You want to take a charter airplane?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons that go into that. Congratulations to and we'll talk more about all this stuff, but sure. Congratulations to Dennis Gentry. He's going to do the Southwest Conference Hall of Fame.
Outstanding.
In August.
Outstanding.
About time.
Absolutely.
Terrific player. Had a wonderful career in the NFL with the Chicago Bears. He went from being a Baylor Bear to a Chicago Bear, won a Super Bowl in 85, I think. Mm-hmm. And you and I both know him. He's such a good guy. Such a good guy.
Absolutely. And became a hero to generations behind us because of his character in Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl?
Tecmo Bowl.
What is that?
That is a digital game that my kids used to play, and they loved Dennis Gentry because anytime they put him on their team or they selected the Bears, he almost always returned a kickoff for a touchdown.
Well, there you go.
Almost always. And then when Dennis showed up as a substitute teacher at Midway, my kids were just, man, that's Dennis Gentry. Man, he's the greatest player in Tecmo Bowl history.
Tecmo, I've never heard. I remember when we were kids, they had the little guys that were on the machine, and you put the little fuzz
the vibrating machine.
And all they would do is just go around in a circle.
Pretty much.
You're like, what are we going to do here? They're just running around in a circle.
Anyway. Tecmo Bowl was probably one of the first video games that had something to do with football that came after Pong and things of that nature.
Okay. Vegas leads Carolina 2-1 in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. They'll play game 4 tomorrow night. It is game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals. And unfortunately, we were going to have Mike Hamilton on. Mike is one of the executives here at Rogue Media, and Mike knows the NBA inside, outside, and upside down. I mean, that's his deal. And unfortunately, Mike is under the weather today. So he's a Spurs fan. Yes, he is under the weather. Of course he is.
Yeah, they're down
sorry.
2-0.
I'm sorry. They're down 2-0, and they're going on the road to the Garden, and it does not look good for the Fighting San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get Mike on before they get eliminated. Hopefully he gets well before they get eliminated. But anyway, let's see. Ranger baseball. Boy, they outslugged Cleveland 10-0.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? After getting pummeled the night before. Welcome to baseball. That's why you play 162.
Absolutely.
That's exactly why you play 162.
Yeah, it's usually in sometime after the College World Series when I finally start paying more attention to Major League Baseball.
I'm trying to lock in because I'm trying to figure out this roster. I mean, their roster is interesting. I mean, one day I'm loving it, and the next day I'm not liking it at all. I mean, anyway, and I want Cody Bradford to get well and pitch again because I think he's an integral piece to their puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was going to start throwing this month. So we'll have to do some checking on Cody. So anyway, they're a game and a half out of first place. They won 7 of their last 10. Don't sell your playoff tickets. Keep them. So I think you're good there. And I guess that's kind of the headlines. We'll dive into some of this stuff here. By the way, today's Best Friend Day. So high five your best friend if you got one. This is a cool thing. And I know it's June, but on June, what is today? June the 6th? 8th? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 8th.
Okay. Yeah, June the 8th, 1942. On June the 8th, 1942, Bing Crosby recorded Silent Night. Now, I grew up, Silent Night was always a thing, but it was recorded in 42. So a lot of these.
And it's considered a Christmas song.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of Christmas albums are done in the summer. When a lot of times after the summer tours of these, these major acts, they'll go in and do their Christmas album. So they'll get it all put together and produced and have it ready to go in December.
Okay.
So anyway, all right. Just thought you'd like to know that on June the 8th, 1942, Silent Night was recorded. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Coming up in a few minutes, we are going to visit with Garrett Ross. He's from 247 Sports, Bears Illustrated. We're going to talk some college football. They had a lot of doings going on at Baylor this week. They had camps going on. There was offers made. There's all kinds of things going on. So Garrett's going to get us caught up on what is going on because you're working so far out now. Remember how you used to think it was crazy that they'd make an offer to a sophomore?
Right.
Well, that's nothing now. I mean, it is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're identifying junior high kids now.
Oh, yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you don't, somebody else will. So we'll talk to Garrett Ross about that.
I got a phone call this weekend from my cousin who lives in Midland. And her grandson is the starting quarterback for Midland Lee High School. And he got his first Division I recruitment letter over the weekend.
And what grade's he in?
He's going to be a senior. He will be a senior. But
well, he's a little late to the party, isn't he?
Well, I understand, but she says that some service rated him the 9th best quarterback in the state of Texas recently. So that has queued up a few more recruitment letters, and she wanted to know what the process was. So I told her, be aware that you're going to get phone calls and knocks at your door, and they're going to come knocking and come visiting.
And so much they identify these guys because there's so much video available now. It didn't used to be that way.
No.
And then there's these coaches, some rely, in my opinion, way too much on recruiting services, like you're talking about ranking these guys. But recruiting services have been around, but not like they are now. I mean, people are making full-time livings putting together these recruiting services. We'll talk a lot about that with Garrett coming up here in a few minutes. So you've got the number 9 rated quarterback in your family, huh?
He's, like I say, my cousin's grandson.
Hit your wagon. Hit your wagon. All right. Give me your thoughts on Robinson. Robinson and Brock, just the whole experience on Friday.
Well, Robinson got hot at the right time. I mean, they did not win their district, but they got into the postseason. And in the postseason, they made a heck of a run, mostly on pitching and defense and timely hitting. And that's what we all know baseball is all about.
100%.
And I think that team took on the personality of their head coach, Chris Clemens, who's always been a very even keel type guy. They didn't get too high. They didn't get too low. They just got out there and played the game and let the game come to them, as opposed to, making errors and forcing things. They just stayed calm and did what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was very it was gratifying, very satisfying to watch them play baseball.
It was clean baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and then you saw some plays like Caden Cole was the MVP of the championship game, the first baseman. And then, granted, he knocked in 2 runs.
Right.
He was the difference maker. Knocked in 2 runs at the bottom of the 5th. But for me, the play that he made, I think in the 4th inning, top of the 4th.
Where he threw over to third base.
Well, first of all, he stopped an errant throw.
Right.
And kept it from going into right field. That saved 2 runs.
Right.
Then he gets up and hoses a guy at third base who was making a big, you don't teach that.
No.
It's instinctive because they practice and, all those different scenarios. I know this, they went through so many scenarios in practice, and sometimes those scenarios didn't even pop up, sometimes just once or twice a year.
Certainly.
But that's how you're prepared to play the game.
Absolutely.
And I thought defensively is where, in my mind, he won the MVP. He was the MVP. He was my MVP because I thought defensively what he did was prevent them from this game could have got away from him in the 4th inning.
Yeah.
It didn't because of him.
Well, that's one of those things I used to tell those players on my team that say, Coach, why do we practice this? Why do we do this over and over again? I just look at them and say, all right, how long did it take you to learn how to walk? You practice walking every day. How long did it take you to learn how to talk? You practice talking every day. You get better at walking and talking every day because you practice it every day. It comes second nature after a while.
Well, and they were prepared. There's no question.
So if you practice these things, when it does happen, it becomes second nature. You just instinctively know what to do.
And they did. They were prepared. I mean, you didn't see any panic on any plays. And we had some crazy plays over the course of the run that you and I did. I think we did 3-4 weeks. And, man, I'm just telling you. And you saw guys being thrown out at the plate by Robinson. I mean, you saw all kinds of really high-level plays defensively from this team. And they pitched the snot out of the baseball. They
certainly did.
Caden Burks led the way, but I mean, Braden Terry was terrific. Eddie Villarreal was good. Caden Perez. How about the outing that he had against Wimberley?
Right.
Where he comes in and saves the staff by going 4 or 5 innings in like 26 or 27 pitches. All he did was throw strikes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are they coming from? Yeah. They're coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Well, again, it's kind of taking on the personality of Chris Clemens, who just during his day he just stayed calm on the mound, pitched to contact, and let his defense do the work.
Yep. 4A Division II state all-tournament team, as announced by the Coaches Association. Caden Cole, Caden Burks, Kason Helpert, and Evan Moreno. Those 4 were on the all-tournament team. And, of course, the championship game, Caden Cole was the MVP. All right, so good stuff. Congratulations once again to Chris Clemens and his entire staff, the team, the community. They're a state champion out in Robinson. What have you done for me lately? What are you going to do next year now, Chris? Come on. Robinson wins the state championship 3-1 over Brock. So, all right, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk college football. We're going to do it next with Garrett Ross from 247 Sports. We do that when we come back. Hey, we're brought to you in part by Waco Bodyman. Thanks to Waco Bodyman, 116 Mary Street, Thomas Wenzel, Todd Behringer, and the entire team. They're there to help you out 7 days a week. They're in downtown Waco. It's all about better living. You want to know more about Waco Bodyman and their 7,000 square foot facility? Give Thomas a call. Give Todd a call. Go down and check them out, or check them out online at wacobodymen.com.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
Looking for insurance that truly fits your life? At Barfield Show Insurance Group, we make it simple. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, we represent a wide range of top-rated companies, so you get the coverage you need at the price you'll love. Our mission? Delivering the highest quality protection at the lowest possible cost without cutting corners. Call Barfield Show Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Barfield Show Insurance Group, coverage you can count on at a price you deserve.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Toe King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Toe King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Toe King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Toe King the next time you need help. Check him out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
All right, you're back with us as we roll along here on a Monday. This is the Tom Barfield Show. We're glad you're with us. Let's switch gears. Let's talk some college football. Let's do it with Garrett Rawls from 247 Sports Bears Illustrated. Garrett, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, so we were going to talk about Baylor and what's going on with the football program right now here in June, but let's start with what's breaking this morning, and that's Brendan Sorsby. He's, according to a judge in, I guess, Lubbock County, he's going to be eligible to play.
Yeah, this is one of the things that there was a lot of talk coming. I've heard people say that they were leaning more towards the fact that he would become eligible this year. I just thought, given the circumstances, maybe it's me. I've just grown up my entire life hearing, Pete Rose, the Black Sox from back in the day, like, don't bet on your own team. So that's just always kind of been common knowledge that you don't do that. And any time that was to take place, you would not get to play again. I know we're in a different time. I know that gambling is legal. They've made great cases for why this is a catastrophe and why he's supposedly the victim. And I don't want to look, I get addiction. I know a lot of people who have battled addiction, different forms of addiction. But this right here makes no sense to me. And the law was saying that he would have had to miss a certain percentage of the games. Now you're only going to miss your first 2 games of the season, which is Abilene Christian and Oregon State. So you're going to be back for the Big 12 opener with Houston going to Lubbock when that is the only team on your schedule who really has an opportunity to push you this year. I just don't like what we're doing, man.
I was going to say, what's the message? I mean, really, what is the message?
To me, the message is the NCAA has no power. Like there is no power here for the NCAA whatsoever.
And there's no recourse for them
There's
right
no
now.
recourse. There's no recourse. So there's a statement out there. The court finds the applicant has demonstrated that he will suffer a probable, imminent, and irreparable injury if that does not come out, like if he's not able to have this injunction. Okay. Like, don't gamble on your own team.
Correct.
Here's my thing too. Another thing with this. The gambling issues go back to his time at Indiana, right? You were just in Lubbock. You just got brought into Lubbock, and there are counts of you still gambling in Lubbock. So you're sending money when it's illegal to gamble in Texas out for somebody else to place your bets when you've been on campus for such a brief time. Yeah, hey, let's play some football.
And honestly, where is and it's going to be a mental situation, where's the mental health aspect of this for this young man? What are we telling this? You can play quarterback because you're good,
right?
And the rest of this stuff. Look, first of all, you got rule violations, but then how about getting this guy well so he can live the rest of his life? That's out the window.
Well, I mean, they put him into a facility where he was there for about a month or so.
And that fixed him, right? Sure.
So now he's back. Obviously, I guess he'll still do some work. I don't know what the counseling and the aspects that I'm sure it's still there. It's got to be a part of his day-to-day life. But this to me felt like a situation where if you're the NCAA, you needed to not allow him to play and then make him essentially become your Ryan Leaf to all of the other players who have gone through this, make him the poster child for that. And look, it's not like if this was to happen that he was never going to be able to play football again, which is the frustrating thing. He could have went and entered the supplemental draft and went and played in the NFL. Like he was not like, it's not like his football career was going to end because of this. He was still going to be able to play football. So I'm not buying that aspect of it's hindering his mental health because he can't play football.
Well, and again, he's got issues. There's issues there, and I think the issue should supersede any on-field but that's clearly not the case here with this ruling today. All right, let's switch gears. Let's talk camps. Baylor held some camps. Who are you interested in that was here this past weekend? What's jumping out at you from this past weekend?
So with this camp, it was their first real camp of the year. It was the RG3 camp, and they'll have two more coming up the next couple of weekends following this. But what I always look at or where I start with these camps is who are the official visitors, because you have the camps that are taking place with kids coming in from all over trying to compete and earn those scholarships. And then you have the guys who have earned that and they're on their official visit. So I want to look at those lists of players. So this week you had a local product and Kobe Haynes from Whitney, the wide receiver, who was really good. He was on campus. You had two O-line commits for your 2027 class in Hudson White Knight. And you also had Chase Allen. They were here. And then some guys that you were trying to focus on, that you're really trying to get. You had Kadarian Olds. You had Braden Booth, Trenton McCorvey, Devin Watkins, and Jaden Bibbs. Now, what this really is about networking. It's about building the relationship, showing you what you could do outside of football. I like to see, like, what was your favorite thing? They went and traveled campus. They were able to see the Bears. But really with this, it's all about the photo shoots. These recruits really love their photo shoots. And I thought one of the new additions to that aspect was they broke out what they call the Bear Cave, which is a really fascinating little photo exhibit that they were able to take some pictures in. So that was new. There was a lot of buzz from that. And then I really focus on the competition. And they issued out a lot of offers this past weekend. You had Dylan Thomas receiving offer. This is a safety from Iowa Colony. This is a kid that he's got 13 offers right now. Texas is in the mix. Miami's in the mix. Following Baylor's camp, he went down to Texas A&M and was competing there over the weekend. He picked up his offer. You have a local prospect and an offensive lineman from Colleen Chaparral, Jonah Tavilla. He picked up an offer, 6'4", 305. This is going to be a cat where he's going to develop. Texas Tech is in the market right now for him, as well as Baylor. You also had an Elite 11 quarterback show up. So you had the Elite 11 last week out in California, some of the best quarterbacks in the nation competing. You had Nash Henry from Norman, Oklahoma, Norman North come down. He picked up an offer from Baylor and was able to compete as well. You also, so I heard you and Lark mention about the younger kids and trying to look at some of these other prospects.
Well, I was going to say, when are we used to identify guys as freshmen and sophomores in high school, and you thought, oh, my God, that's 3 years away. What do they do? And now you're identifying kids.
So at some point, so for instance, one of those that, like you're saying, is you had an 8th grader who had a really good camp, and it's from the Port wide receiver, 2030 kid, Cameron Wallace. So you had one of them where he's able to shine against some of these older classmen. And so, and like, that's the thing is when you get in these one-on-one drills in particular, especially if you're a younger kid and you can show what you can do against some of the older people, and if you could take advantage of your opportunity, which Cameron was able to do, the coaches are going to offer you. Like, why not? Like you mentioned, it's better to identify early. And I had a kid tell me this. It was actually Dylan. He told me, he said, I appreciate Baylor jumping on me at this point because it lets me know that they're truly invested in what I can do and they're identifying me instead of becoming a bandwagon offer later on. So you have that as well where people appreciate that.
Talk about the process. So we have been identified this youngster. Maybe we've even offered this youngster. Now you got to try to keep him in the fold.
Right.
And you may have to try to keep him in the fold 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it's not even that. I mean, it's even longer, right? Like, so he could go and commit. Like, say you really like this kid, but he goes and commits to school A over you. Well, in the past, like you always want to have the good relationships, but I think we're to a point now where you do not ever burn your bridges. Baylor's a prime example of this with DJ Lagway, right? Like you were on DJ Lagway. He was a legacy kid coming in. He elected to go to Florida over you. But because of the relationship that you were established and you were able to continue, when he hits the portal, you're able to get him. So you have to think about it from a different perspective now. And you got to look at these relationships even longer that you're building early on. So it's really important to get in there early and establish those to keep them, fed.
Visiting with Garrett Ross from 247 Sports Bears Illustrated. Garrett, as far as the you mentioned the portal. Are we ever going to get to a point to where these kids are not going to 5 schools in 6 years or whatever the case may be? It's gotten absolutely ridiculous. Number one, you've got to be able to recruit.
Right.
But number two, you almost have to recruit your own roster constantly.
Definitely.
And that, I think, is just taxing on coaching staffs.
It is. And I totally am with that. I'm all for, I would like to get to a point where we have, I think if we had one where you're allowed to have one transfer, right? Like just one free transfer.
One get out of jail free card.
And then I would make the exception. If your position coach or your coach gets fired or leaves, then I will allow you the opportunity to hit the portal again. If that doesn't happen, you get the one portal move. That's what I would like to see. But given the circumstances that we were just talking about when we started with Brendan Sorsby and where the NCAA is at right now, I don't think we're ever going to get there.
How do we create roster stability then?
It's really a tricky thing. I don't know that you're in this current landscape. I don't think you're ever able to truly create the stability that we once had. I think it's about identifying and holding on to certain like position groups. Like for instance, if you're able to hold on to your offensive line and develop or something and then fill in the pieces around that through the portal, I would call that a success in modern college football. But you mentioned it. It's more, we're to a point where it's almost more important to retain your roster than recruit high school kids. And it's just fascinating.
How much, and I think it's probably happening here for obvious reasons, but how much dirty pool is being played? In other words, you're recruiting for brand X and I'm recruiting for brand Z, and you're telling those kids that you're recruiting that we're recruiting the same kids, that staff's not going to be there next year. Why would you even consider those guys?
I mean, that's a valid question. And I think that honestly, if you want to get down to it, like if you're a lot of these kids looking at Baylor, you got to be asking yourself that question. Like, why should I commit to Aranda knowing the circumstances and everything that's going on here? It's, to me, in that situation, it's not the coach, it's the program, it's the school. It's kind of like more traditional. Like, and I think that's what we need to look at. You shouldn't necessarily look at who the most money or the like, if it's the right fit for you all the way around, that's where you should go. And I think that would be the best the best way to handle that. But right now, there's so many people in these kids' ears. The money's flowing. It's hard, man.
You can call them whatever you want to. They're agents. I mean, you can call them handlers. You can call them family members. You can call them whatever. I mean, you can identify them any way you want to. They're agents.
Yeah.
I mean, to cut and dry, that's what they are.
No, they are.
When you look at the schedule, let's switch gears. I know I got to get you out of here. You got things to do. When you look at the schedule, And you look at this, what's a successful run for this football team this year? You start with Auburn, you end with Houston. What's a successful season for this team?
I think success, oh man, I don't know how to identify success with this team given where we're at, because even if Baylor goes and wins 8 games, like I think there's going to be a large portion of people that still want to see the change. I think that's just where we're at with this. I look at this team, I look at this schedule, and I personally think the ceiling is the Texas Bowl, which a lot of people are going to be upset about. But if you look at I think a lot of Baylor fans are probably feeling the same, though. There's not much, like juice with this. I just, to me,
even with the quarterback situation,
I'm not sold on the quarterback situation. I'm interested.
Is he healthy?
No, I mean, he's the healthiest he's been, but you can't come off of the 2 injuries that he's come off of and then go and expect to play behind the offensive line that they have, which is going to be, another tricky situation. I'm just fascinated to see how this goes, man.
It will start, and I think this is cool. I love this. I think this game was originally a Friday night game, which, I'm sour on Friday.
Yes.
I'm sour on Friday night football, college football. I think that should be set aside nationwide for high school football. I just do. But look, I know money drives the train, and we're going to play every night of the week. I mean, we really are going to play every night of the week because of television. But this game is now a Saturday afternoon. It's a premier game in the country. It's Auburn and it's Baylor. It's in Atlanta, and it's a 2:30 game. I'm jazzed about that. I think this is the way to start a football season.
No, it really is. And this is the games that you want. This is going to be a fascinating matchup. I do wish that it was taking place on the plains in Auburn, and Baylor would have had the true road home and home with this. I understand the NIL that's going to go into it, but this is one that Baylor desperately needs to win. You also got the unique dynamic where Bryson Washington hit the transfer portal, is now with Auburn, so you're going to see him straight out the jump. You also have the dynamic where you had Auburn head coach Alex Golish and the quarterback Byron Brown, who I think is really one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, go into the swamp last year and beat DJ Lagway, and they beat them. So there's different little storylines with this, but Baylor definitely needs to get this marquee win if they want to have an opportunity to make the push towards a successful season.
You mentioned NIL with this game. Elaborate a little bit. What are you talking about? You mentioned NIL with the opening game of the season.
So it's like we've seen in the past with basketball, where I believe Baylor went and made when they played Gonzaga up in the Dakotas, and because of that game, there's a portion of NIL funds that the players will receive, which is why you see more of these neutral site style games. So with this, it was an Auburn thing first before Baylor. It was Auburn was going to get NIL money for this game. And then I believe the Baylor players are going to get some NIL money as well. I personally do not know where this fund is coming from. I'm not going to lie about that, but this is one of those games where it moved to a neutral site, and there will be funding for both these players. And honestly, if you want to see these big matchups and stuff, I think this is where we're headed, is you're going to have to pay to play.
It's fascinating, really, to see how this thing has evolved, how college football has evolved over the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't know that I like it, but I'm the old guy and get off my grass. But I mean, I think we're moving in directions where I don't know how you fix the problems. And right. I saw an interview with Nick Saban. I mean, not an interview, but he was appearing before Congress and testifying. And I'm like, you know what, 100%. But how do you put the genie back in the bottle? How do we put some rules and some regs to where we're going to pay? And look, the kids deserve to get some money.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I go back to talk about, you mentioned the RG3 camp. What about when RG3 was making that run and you saw all those RG3 jerseys running around? What if he got a buck off of each one of them? $1.
He should have.
Yeah, well, of course he should have.
And
but that's NIL. That's name, image, and likeness. We don't have name, image, and likeness. We have paid players. It's pay for play. It's different. If the local car dealer wants to sign you up to come sign autographs for $500 on a Saturday afternoon, that's NIL.
Yeah.
And that's what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
And allow these kids an opportunity to make some money. Now it's just, hey, you know what? If you sign, here's a signing bonus. I mean, there's one school I know that's doing signing bonuses for offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you play a lick, it doesn't matter. You're getting signed. Can we, in your estimation, fix that? where we really have some rules and some regs to where everybody's on an even playing field.
The only way that's ever going to happen is collective bargaining. You're going to have to make the players employees, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that.
Because then where's their retirement fund? Where's their insurance, their health insurance? Where's all of those type things if you're going to make them true employees?
Yeah, there's a lot that's going to go into it, but I think that's the only way we're going to fix that. And even still, like, what is how much longer does the NCAA around, and how much longer are they even involved with college football? I think that's another.
Well, they don't run the championship. We all know that.
So I mean, there's a lot of dynamics that go into it, but ultimately, it's kind of I feel like it's going to be figuring out what the future of college football looks like. What is the NCAA's involvement with that, and then how does collective bargaining become a thing? Once we figure out all of that, then maybe we can kind of fix what we've destroyed and start piecing it back together.
There's more camps coming, right?
Yes.
And I'll let you go because I know I've kept you longer than I'm supposed to.
Yeah. So the next couple of weekends, you have June 13th. You'll have the camp over at McLean's. They'll have at the facility. You'll have some at the McLean Stadium, and you'll also have another one to June 20th. $50 admission for any kid that wants to go out there and participate. If you think you have what it takes to go and earn a scholarship, or you just want to compete against some of the best competition in the nation, make sure you sign up, make sure you're out there and see what happens.
Lark and I were talking about this a minute ago. You've got these recruiting tools that coaches lean in on, where they're ranking players, and it's not new, but it's relatively new, isn't it? I mean,
you've always had like your star systems. You've always had different metrics and things you look at to rate players. It's evolved. There's always different little gimmicks. I know Rivals and On3 have like an RPO type of thing where they're looking at different ratings and stuff. Yeah, it's ever changing, but it's essentially always been the same. If you're really like your 3-star, 4-star, 5-star,
right,
and then however you want to dress it up.
And with video, with Huddle, for example, you can build video clips in a matter of minutes to be able to jet out to all these programs all over the country.
And then you have some kids though now who are trying to game the system and work their tapes with AI to get more off. It's interesting, but yeah, you can do whatever you want.
It's college football is an interesting dynamic right now, isn't it? Absolutely. Hey, Garrett, talk a little bit about 247, where they can find you and what you got coming up on Bears Illustrated.
Yeah, so head over to bearsillustrated.com. We have multiple articles dropping weekly. This morning I had an article drop on Baylor offensive lineman Hudson Whitehead. I'll have articles dropping all week from different, whether it's Dylan Thomas. I have one coming out for Jonah Tavilla, Nash Henry, Cameron Wallace, Ryan Wiley, Chase Allen, Jadarius Epps will be coming up. I'm still waiting to hear back from Kobe Haynes. That should be coming out as well. But yeah, go over there. We'll have different articles and feature articles. We have what I'm doing right now is a cover. We do the podcast, Bud Elliott and them do the Cover 3 podcast, which just takes a national angle on everybody from 247 Sports and looks at teams. So they're doing different previews, and we take those, and I'm doing a series right now with an article feature of previewing Baylor's schedule and what the different insiders from those schools have to say. I've done one on Arizona State, and the Colorado will be dropping this week as well. So we have plenty of content. Make sure you go over there and subscribe.
You know what? And August will be here before. I mean, I know it's September the 5th is the opening season, but we're going to be practicing and we're going to be teeing it up quicker than you can.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're going to Big 12 Media Days in next month. Yeah. About a month.
Be there in a month.
Yeah. So in about a month, we'll be at Big 12 Media Days at the Star in Frisco. So it should be a lot of fun. Garrett, thanks. Appreciate your time as always. Hey, our program today is brought to you in part by Lake Waco Golf Club. It's the semi-private golf club on the north side of the lake. Man, I played there yesterday. What a lot of fun. You can check it out for yourself at wacogc.com. That's wacogc.com, 254-756-2161 to get a tee time. And again, if you want to take a look and see Jones, Mitchell, and the team over there, they'll take you through it. They'll show you, look, if you're a member of the golf club, then you have all kinds of amenities that come your way. You have You have the swimming pool. You have an opportunity to fish, obviously play golf, and play the executive par 3 course. So it's really a cool deal. But if you just want a tee time, you just want to go play golf, you can certainly do that as an individual as well. 254-756-2161. We'll get a break right here. When we come back, we'll look ahead to what's going on in the wide world of sports. Lark will rejoin us for that. We'll do that when we continue in just a moment.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Have you heard the latest about CTWP? Let me tell you. How about 2 cents for a color copy? Only Kyocera offers. Don't believe me? You were the copier dog? Grab your paperwork and let's compare. I guarantee CTWP has the best prices and service.
All right, you're back with us as we roll along here on a Monday morning. Glad to have you with us, Tom and Lark. And Lark, what's going on in the wide world of sports?
Well, it's starting to taper off quite a bit.
Yes,
now
it
that
is.
the high school baseball season is over with, the College World Series is almost set as far as the final 8 teams, and we got NHL and the NBA all starting to, they're in their championship, so it's all kind of winding down and getting into the summer, and it's getting to baseball season for me.
So it's two. We got 6 of the 8 spots set.
Mm-hmm.
And am I correct? There's going to be the potential for 5 SEC schools.
That's the possibility. This is what it looks like from the results over the weekend from the super regional round. Yeah, in Morgantown, you had West Virginia take the first 2 games, so they're headed to the College World Series, and they just battered
clobbered Cal Poly. Clobbered Cal Poly.
12-2 and 17-1. Then in Chapel Hill, North Carolina had to go 3 games before they finally dispatched USC. The USC took the first game 9-5, but North Carolina took the next 2, 4-0, 4-3. Then you had the kind of the one-off, the Troy and Little Rock series. That was interesting to watch, but Troy comes away with both wins there, 12-2 and 7-2, and Troy gets West Virginia in the first round of the College World Series. Auburn's about the only team that was a host that has lost to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss took the 2-game sweep there, 6-4, 5-3, and Ole Miss will play North Carolina in the first round in Omaha.
You had, and you don't know more, but you had the potential for 3 schools from the state of Alabama to be in Omaha, Nebraska.
Certainly did. And then there was that knockdown dragout in Athens, Georgia, where the 2 teams combined for 21 home runs in just 2 games, with Georgia winning the first game 13-12, won the second game 11-9. So Georgia has advanced to the College World Series. Then last night you had the Texas Longhorns edge out Oregon 6-5 after taking the first game 11-3. So the Longhorns are going back for the 39th time in program history.
They might as well just keep a standing hotel reservation.
Well, this is going to be the 80th College World Series, so they've been there half the time, pretty much. Then you still got 2 series to be decided because of rain yesterday. Oklahoma has a 1-game lead over Kansas and also has an 8-3 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning, or excuse me, the top of the let's see. Oklahoma, I think, is the home team in that. Yes, the bottom of the 3rd inning. Former MCC catcher Dayton LaChance had brought home the first run of that game, brought home 2 more runs in his second at bat. So he's had a lot to say about Oklahoma maybe getting to the College World Series. And then also they had rain in Tuscaloosa last night. That game got to the 8th inning with Alabama batting, and Alabama is looking to sweep that series with a 7-2 lead over St. John's. So that's what's going on at the the super regional level of college baseball.
So let me ask you a question, and I've asked several people this. After watching what's happened over this year in particular, would you like to see a reseeding of the super regionals based off the results of the regionals? In other words, if we have some upsets, would you like to see the teams that are doing the upset be forced to go play one of the top teams that are remaining? In other words, I felt like we're not getting the 8 best teams in Omaha this year. I really believe that. After watching Oregon for 18 innings, I think they're one of the best 8 teams in the country. Unfortunately, they ran into maybe the hottest team in the country, minus Georgia, in the Texas Longhorns. I'm kind of thinking, you know what? When we get to the super regional, shouldn't we pair them up? You know, what's left? 1 and 2 got knocked out, so 3 would get the bottom number. What do you think? No or yes?
I'm not a big fan of it per se. I mean, you got to win. You got to beat whoever you got in front of you.
I get that, but I also I think the goal, if I'm not mistaken, is to find the best team in the country at the end of the year. And if we're pairing potentially 2 of the best teams in the country in the super regional, Little Rock and Troy kind of, that sent me over the edge as far. It did. I'm just not going to lie. Granted, Cinderella, I'm glad you got there.
Yeah.
100% glad you got there.
Yeah.
But I don't want Cinderella playing Cinderella. I want Cinderella playing, and if Cinderella goes and beats Oregon, good. If the other Cinderella goes and beats Texas, fine. But I don't want Cinderella playing Cinderella. And I guess that's just me being me. But I mean, I just think I would not be opposed if you reseeded what was left after the regional round, and again, a lot of it was based off of 1 and 2 getting knocked out right out of the box.
Yeah.
And that doesn't typically happen.
Apparently that seeding stuff doesn't necessarily make it right, does it?
No. And again, because you can't, how do you factor in injuries? And UCLA had their fair share of injuries.
That they did.
And there's no question that at 52-8, they were one of the elite teams in the country, if not and they had no problems throughout the regular season. Then all of a sudden they get to postseason and they start dropping like flies.
But does that tell you the strength of California baseball versus Southeast Conference baseball?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know this. You had UCLA and USC both in a pretty good spot. Cal Poly, I mean, come on. You've got West Coast teams that can play.
I understand.
And there's plenty of players there. I don't know that the money is invested in the West Coast game as much as it is in the Southeast.
We know it's not.
Well, of course it's not. But I think but as far as quality of player, I think they got a high caliber number of great players in California. I just, again, I go back and I'm like, okay, St. John's, really? I mean, I'm glad you're there, but anyway, I just think I would like to see it reseeded. I just think I want if you're the best still standing, I want you to have the best opportunity to get there. And in Oregon, I don't think had that. First of all, they had to go on the road.
Was it last year before last, or Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, and they won the thing.
Blows up your deal.
And they closed, and they won the thing.
Yeah.
So, and I don't look at Coastal Carolina as a Cinderella. Go back and look at their NCAA college baseball history. It is elite. It's just
overlooked.
You know what? For lack of a better term, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you go back and look at how many trips that they've made, how many consecutive trips that Coastal has made to the NCAA tournament, you would never say that that's a Cinderella. But let's be honest. Kansas and West Virginia out of the Big 12, they're elite programs, but they're not elite baseball programs. There's no way you're going to look at KU and say that's an elite baseball program. They had an elite season this year in a Power 4 conference. However, that's not an elite baseball. I mean, it just isn't.
It has not been.
Has not been.
But maybe they are now that they got a coach that's got things going and he's learned how to use the
100%.
transfer portal and get junior college players in there that can gel as a team.
But one season doesn't make you that.
I agree.
So, and you know what? And West Virginia's been knocking on the door for several years. They finally knocked it down.
Yeah.
And they're there, and good for them. And again, Power 4 conference, Big 12.
Yeah.
I get it.
But does it get monotonous seeing Texas, LSU, Georgia, North Carolina,
not for
USC at every World Series?
Nope, not for me. I want the best teams there. And if you're the best team, go for it.
Sometimes that best team might be Coastal Carolina.
Absolutely. And they'll get there. For me, if Troy and Little Rock would have been paired against other teams, I'd have probably been okay. But when you guaranteed one of those teams a trip to Omaha and a couple of the other, well, you just talked about North Carolina and who they knock. I'm drawing a blank. Who they knock out?
It was Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. Yeah. That was a knockdown dragout.
Oh, USC.
I mean, USC. Yeah. Well, and again, Mississippi State.
And Georgia.
Georgia, knockdown dragout. It's I don't know. It's just a thought that I just got to thinking about over the weekend about reseeding the tournament. And you don't want to, and I do. So
it doesn't matter to me one way or the other.
Because you're still going to have to win to get there.
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
I do want to find the 8 best teams in the country. Because I think that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for who's the best team in February. We're trying to find out who the best team is, not who has the best record, but who's the best team at the end of the year.
As a fan, that's what you're looking for. The NCAA is looking for the most money they can make.
Yeah, it's totally different. All right, what else is going on?
All right, we did complete the high school baseball season over the weekend, and we crowned state champions in every division. We went through the Thursday games on Friday, so let's go through what happened on Friday. Pleasant Grove knocked off Kyle Allen 2-1 for the 4A Division I championship.
Crazy ending of that one, huh?
Absolutely. That one ended on a wild pitch, brought home the winning run. Then we had the Robinson win over Brock. The Rockets, the 4A Division II state champion. Then in the 5A Division I, Aledo knocked off Lake Creek 3-1. And for Division II and 5A, Lovejoy knocked off Sherryland 7-2. Matter of fact, that game had to be played Saturday morning. The rain that we encountered on Friday pushed that game to Saturday morning. So then the second game on Saturday morning was Groveton Centerville. They shut out Gordon 2-0 for the Class A championship. The big Division 6A Division I title goes to Keller. They got by Lake Travis 2-1 in what was possibly one of the best pitching duels that we've seen in Texas high school baseball in some time. And then 6A Division II, Tomball, a big winner over Houston Memorial 9-1. And I'm with you, Tom. How did those two teams end up in the state championship? How are they in different regions?
It doesn't make much sense to me, but that's, I guess you got to stretch that rubber band someplace,
somehow,
don't you?
some way. And then, of course, the professional ranks. The NBA championship is to game 3 tonight in New York.
Must win, San Antonio.
Yeah, certainly. You got to try to win that one on the road there. 7:30 on ABC tonight. The Rangers shut out the Guardians yesterday, 10-0. The A's shut out the Astros 5-0. The Rangers taking the day off. The Astros are out in California taking on the Angels with a 7:38 first pitch.
Is that a typo or is that legit?
No, I think that's just California.
Oh, there you go. All right, we're going to get a break here. We'll come back. We're going to look ahead to the program tomorrow. We're brought to you in part by Barfield South Insurance. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, look, if you're looking for quality insurance at the lowest possible price, give Barfield South an opportunity at 469-579-4982, 469-579-4982. They'll give you a free quote. They're an independent agency, so they represent a lot of different brands and products, so they can search for that best product that best meets your pocketbook. It's Barfield South Insurance. We're back with more in just a moment.
Since 1996, Double R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old-Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering.
It's the 2026 Heart of Texas Builders Association Parade of Homes, brought to you by the First National Bank of Central Texas. Tour a variety of homes at different price points, plus see the latest trends from beautiful kitchens to outdoor living spaces. See the latest colors and design patterns. This is your chance to walk through homes, meet the builders, and get inspiration for your own projects. The Heart of Texas Builders Association Parade of Homes, June 5th, 6th, and 7th, and June 13th and 14th. Tickets are available online or at any parade home. For more information, go to wacohomeparade.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is the company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check him out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Shopping for insurance shouldn't feel like a guessing game or a root canal. At Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, we make it easy and maybe even a little fun. Need auto, home, life, or business insurance? We've got you covered. Literally. We work with multiple top-rated companies to find the right fit for you, so you get great coverage at a price that won't make you wince. Because our goal is simple: the highest quality insurance at lowest price possible. Call Barfield Sowell Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Better coverage, better rates, better call them.
Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 until 2, or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, you're back with us as we roll along here on this Monday. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to visit with Bryce Cherry, sports editor of the Waco Tribune-Herald. And we're also going to bring back in Ty Harrington, the former Texas State head baseball coach. He's going to we'll have the final 8, the final 2 spots, rather. And I think we're pretty secure in saying that Oklahoma's in pretty good shape to beat Kansas, and that Alabama should hang on and knock out St. John's. So that would complete your field of 8 for the Men's College World. And why do we call it Men's College World Series? I'm sick of that. It's College World Series.
It's the College World Series.
Yeah.
The other one is the softball World Series.
Yeah, it's the College World Series. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Ty will be here for that, and we'll have Ty kind of break down those 4 initial games and kind of get us up and running with the College World Series, and we'll do that on the program tomorrow. So should be a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I know that we were talking about it's still good college baseball, and it's still Omaha. You and I have been there.
Mm-hmm.
We've enjoyed that. I will say this: I've never been to Ameritrade, the new ball or whatever it's called this week.
Yeah.
But
TD Ameritrade.
yeah,
Whatever.
I will say I will tell you this, and I know that it was an older ballpark, and it didn't have all the amenities but man, there was something special about Rosenblatt.
Certainly was.
The fact that you and I got to broadcast back in 2005 from Rosenblatt, and the Bears in that come from behind win over Tulane.
It's been more than 20 years ago, Tom.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. So, but I'm telling you, Rosenblatt was a cool place, wasn't
Absolutely.
it? The parking lot, people. I mean, there's companies that bought houses along that roadway, and just for that week
Right.
of the College World Series. I mean, there was sporting good companies. I think like I don't know if specifically, but like a Nike or a Raleigh or whatever, they would host get-togethers, and I mean, it was just you and I would walk around and just, I mean, it was almost like a carnival.
Absolutely.
It was almost like a carnival there. And we've also had the privilege of going to Grand Junction for the Junior College World Series. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a lucky dude, man. I've got to work both of those.
Yep.
Not bad.
Absolutely.
Not bad at all. All right. So, yeah, that's tomorrow's show. Bryce Cherry and Ty Harrington. We're going to talk some high school football. What does that look like now that the coaches can interact and be a part of the workouts in the summers with these players? Remember, it used to be hands off, and now it's hands on. Make sure these kids are ready to go when football season starts in August. But we're going to talk to the head football coach of the La Vega Pirates, Don Hyde, one of our good friends, and we'll do that coming up on the program Wednesday. So we got a lot of good stuff lined up for you here on the program this week. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. He's Lark. I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.